What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. With the new release of Metal Gear Solid Delta, I was thinking about getting myself either a double stack 1911 or a traditional 1911. I wanted it in 9 mil ideally because, well, I shoot a lot of 9 mil. I already have 9 mil. I know that I would shoot the gun more if it was in 9, but man, I kind of want to wait for the 2011, train to keep on going to see what other manufacturers release 2011s, if they do upgrades to the currently, budget-minded ones, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna wait on the 2011 double stack 1911 platform. But what I did was decided to go ahead and get a traditional 1911 and 45 ACP. So this is the Tisas B45r DS. This is an unboxing. So this is what it comes with. Forge frame and slide, Series 70, standard 1911 magazines. Same old stuff you're used to. Comes with the extra pair of grips. These are super slippery. These ones are also slippery. It looks like these ones have the diamond and these ones don't, so not a huge difference. Comes with the breakdown tool. Comes with the trigger lock. Comes with 2 magazines. Bore brush. And something to oil the barrel. You can put a little oil patch through here, oil it, and then put it through there, then brush it, and then wipe it off. So yeah. We can talk about cleaning on another video for sure, but for now, just interested to take a look at this, see how it's going. This is talking about the lock. It's pretty much trash. There is a manual under here. So this is how it all comes. Pretty nice. All right, let's take a look at the gun itself. So first off, let's get this off. Okay. Trash. Might as well just leave that out. Looks good, man. Looks real good. Got this out. Feels good. Feels good. The trigger's actually pretty nice. Part of the reason I went with the Tisas instead of something more expensive was that I wanted to kind of learn on this platform, use it to see how I like 1911s. I grew up loving the 1911. It was my favorite pistol for the longest time, and I still love them. I love the aesthetic. 1911s are absolutely gorgeous, but I have decently big size hands, and I really do prefer the double stack. It's just a wider grip. It feels better in my hand. I remember when I was a kid, about middle school, and I was getting into airsoft, and I really wanted a 1911, but I ended up with a Para Ordnance double stack 1911 because, again, the bigger grip is just better for me. But I figure if I like this enough, I'll know for sure that I should go with the 2011. However, I doubt the 2011 will convince me to like carry one, for instance. All right, so let's take a look at everything to make sure it's good. So, this barrel has absolutely no play in the bushing. The lock up here in the back, no play at all. That's actually really firm. The only thing I've noticed so far that I'm like, there's a lot of play and I'm not really a big fan of this is the safety. It's a lot of extra movement. Now it's positive. It's really positive. I mean, it feels good going up and down. But when you're pulling down, there's a little extra give, a little extra movement that can be tweaked. Like this actual safety can be modified to help fix that, but I mean, I'll probably end up upgrading the safety eventually. Um, but man, I'm really happy to see such a good lockup on that bushing in the front and such a good lockup in the back here. I think Tisas is doing a good job with their 1911s. This is my first 1911, but I'm decently familiar with them, and I've done a lot of research on them. So I think it's going to be a nice gun. It'll give me something to learn on if I do want to tune the trigger, or I may upgrade with Wilson combat parts and things like that. If you're interested in 1911s, I would highly recommend a YouTube channel called Traveler. He's got some really good breakdowns and write-ups on 1911s. There's also, I believe it's called Engineer Armory or Engineers Armory with the apostrophe S. The guy, he's an engineer, but he likes to work on 2011s and 1911s, and he's also got some good informational. Also, the Alchemy, is it Alchemy? No, I don't think it's. Yeah, I do. I think it's Alchemy Customs. They're also, I believe they're the one that has a really good write up on tuning the sear springs and the trigger, essentially. But all right, this is really nice so far. I really do like it. I will say I wish that they parkerized it instead of Cerakoting it, but so far, I mean, the finish feels good. The gun feels good. It doesn't feel, bad in any way. But all right, so there's that. I'm actually curious to see this too. See where that safety disengages. Hold on. Nothing. Dang, you barely even have to touch it. Yeah, you barely have to touch it. They actually did a really good job. There's no way you're going to not put enough pressure on this to fire the gun. I mean, it's nice, and I like that it comes back quickly. There's a lot of rearward spring pressure. So yeah, nice, nice. All right, let's see if I remember how to take these apart. So bring it back here. Push on this. A little wiggle. It's a little hard to get that out. So we'll take this. See if that can get in there enough. Okay. Trying to remember which orientation I need. And the reason I'm pushing the barrel forward, just so you know, it's the gun's designed to lock up on this bushing. So we don't want to be twisting the bushing back and forth where the gun locks up. We want to pull the barrel a little further forward to avoid that. I think I just need to take this out first. So let's do that. It should go out from the back. No. Maybe it goes out the front. Okay. To be honest, it's a little tight. It's kind of hard to get. Let me see if I can use this tool. I mean, it's free. I don't think the tool is really going to help much. The bushing's free.
It's just hard to get off. Let's try this. So, there we go. It should come out the front. Okay, good. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. Nice. That was very nice. Okay. So that's the assembly. As you can see, I got 250 rounds that I plan on putting through this gun. I will share the results with you guys so that you can see how this weapon performs. I'm going to oil it up real quick. Change out the grip. So as for oil, there's 2 oils I recommend. Ballistol, which is a German-made oil that is super good for the environment. It's not bad for you. It's not bad for most things. You can put it on wood, leather, metal, etc. It's a really good oil. It's very affordable. So I recommend that for like bulk oil. But when it comes to like actually lubricating the gun, I prefer Slip 2000. Slip 2000 is a oil that they use for machine guns a lot, and it works really well. It's very has a lot of lubricity. It feels good. You put it on your gun. It's one of the smoothest feeling oils that I've personally experienced. As you can see, there's a little wear right here already. Looks like those frame rails are not like completely straight. They have them like beveled at the end, which is cool. Probably helps getting it on nice and easy. The gun's the right kind of oil, to be honest, but I'm just gonna add a little more. Oh, it's a little more than I meant to add. That's okay. Take that down. Put it on the top rails. Yeah, put it on the top rails here. Some more there. It's okay. I'll wipe down any excess. Okay. So there's that. Let's see. I'm trying to avoid getting oils in any channels. So, okay. So that's good on that. To be honest, I wouldn't recommend doing what I did. That works fine on like a Glock or something, but to be honest, even on a Glock, I usually just do 1 drop here, 1 drop there, and I put it here, so it kind of slide down. While that's happening, I'm going to do just a tiny bit here, below the barrel, where everything locks up. A tiny bit here, where everything locks up. Okay. So, with all that done, let's go ahead and see if I remember how to put this back together. So, this will go in here. Okay, that looks good. Okay. That was good. And then we should be doing bushing. Bushing. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on this too, actually. Okay. I'm going to put it in through the back. Nope, definitely does not go in through the back. So I think I understand. And I'm trying to avoid watching a video. I'm trying to force myself to kind of remember. Me trying to force myself to remember things like this is going to help me remember it better than if I were to reference a video every time. So kind of just like struggling a little bit will help me remember. So you don't have to push the barrel forward like this. I'm just doing it because it seems to be a best practice from the research that I've done. Prevents the gun from prevents us from rubbing too much on this bushing. Which we want the lockup on the bushing to be tight and stay tight. Okay. I think I know what the issue is. I think I need to, you know, this I forget what they call this, but it basically, it retains on the bushing, and the spring puts pressure in this little cup here. Now, I think, just from what I'm doing, I think what it is I need to push the barrel forward, I need to pull this bushing back, I need to bring it over to the other side, I think, and then put this in. Then rotate it. Yep, that's it. That's it, yep. Okay, I need that up. And this will be going in here, and that catch right there. This part, I want to avoid the spring flying on us. Now, I will tell you this is harder to do, I feel like, on camera. I want you guys to see my mistakes, but I want you to see what's going on here. So, what I'm going to do is push this forward like that. I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to bring this on. That should be fine. Okay. My hands are a little oily now, which makes this really hard to do. I'm going to wipe them off real quick. Okay, so now we're going to need to put this back in. And you'd think that you need to pull it back to put it in, which I'm pretty sure you do, but I've seen some videos where they didn't go back as far as I would think they would have. Just stick it on. Huh. There we go. I would say that fucking hammer spring is super strong. I heard people talk about how strong it is. It's super strong. The gun is difficult to rack with slippery hands with the hammer down, or I guess I should say up. When it's down, probably be loosened from what I've seen. But yeah. Okay, so that's all done. I got a couple extra magazines. Couple extra mags. Can't go wrong with Metgar. Metgar makes wonderful things. Magazines are just really well made. So we got this, got that. Now let's put these grips on. I do not like these grips at all. I'm gonna wipe the gun down a little bit just to get any excess oil off of the outside. Okay, put this right here. And I will install these. However, I'm not going to use the provided screws. I'm going to maintain the use of the Phillips head screws. So let's take these off. Hopefully they have the O-rings in here because I think there's some I came with the grip. So worst case scenario, I should be fine. Okay. Oh, these grips are rubberized. It didn't feel very rubber. It felt more plastic originally, but they're rubberized. Still don't like them though. They're definitely like a placeholder for whatever you're gonna actually put on this. Alright, that's trash. Like that's not great. Okay, let's put these on. Oh, that looks pretty good. And then let me see if they provided me with some bushings or O-rings. The O-rings help prevent you from having to lock your screws down extremely tight. It's going to allow us to avoid that. And that's what the Phillips head screws do as well. Instead of using like what are these? Instead of using like Allen or any other type of screw that allows for more, higher amounts of torque, these Phillips head screws are going to prevent us from over-torquing anything. Alright, so I'm just going to gently twist it in until I feel it bite. Okay, looks like it's biting. Okay, I just did the top a little bit. Now I do want to make sure nothing's sticking through on the frame. If the screws are too long, from my understanding, they can stick through and basically hit where the magazine would go. We obviously want to avoid that, and it's not showing up there, so that's good. That's good. I can tighten it down more now. Right there's about good. See, that's the thing about the Phillips. They'll force you to slip before you can over-tighten it, so that's good. It's not the easiest thing to screw in and out, though, since the screwdriver can slide around. However, if I chose a flathead screwdriver that was a little thicker, it would hold inside of these screws a little tighter. Okay. Okay, so all that's good. These come off easy. I will need 2 more O-rings. Okay, new grips. Now I will say always hand starting screws is ideal. These screws are just really small, they're kind of hard to hand start, but I was able to do it, so hand starting is always a good idea, so you don't cross thread anything. Yep, okay. So both screws are biting now. Okay. Now I will say, I wanted to pack my wraparound grips, the Moosock ones, or Moosock, however you pronounce it. I preferred the idea of those because since they wrap around, they give you a little bit of grip on the front strap of the gun versus the front strap of this gun doesn't have any checkering at all. It's very smooth. Damn, this feels good. Wow. Yeah, this feels much better than the original. Looks pretty good too. Sweet. See how the Springfield is the Springfield mag? Yeah, this is the Springfield. That goes in there nice. Locks open. Okay. Metgar. That one went in really smooth. Now I will tell you, I don't know what's up with 1911s. They always seem to, at least the ones I've seen, they seem to hang up right here. Now if you just like insert past it, it's fine, but if you do it hard, it's fine. But it is interesting that when you go slow, there's a lot of pressure you need to overcome right there. And those are the factory ones. And let me see. I don't think anything's in there scratching it or preventing this from working properly. But I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, this seems like it's just a part of 1911s. Alright, so that all works really well. I really like this so far. Thanks for watching me struggle with the assembly. Like I said, first 1911, I've got airsoft ones though, they break down the same way. I broke down a few buddies 1911s, but I'm no expert. This is about learning, and I'm going to show you guys me learning to show you that you can learn too, and you can do the same thing. So, a lot of people, they get a 1911, they don't know a ton about 1911s, and they just expect it to run. It may or may not run. You may run into some issues. 1911s are a little finicky, but once you have them working, they work very well. So there's a few things I'm going to check before I go to the range and shoot this 250 rounds of ammo. I want to check to see how the extractor tension is. Now, to be honest with you, I should have done this before I put the gun back together, but I do not see any reason that it would be an issue doing it with it put back together. It should work okay, I believe. In concept, in my mind, I feel like it'll work. I like the Metgar mag, so I'll try this first. Put that in. Now, I wrote that slide. I don't think this is an issue with the gun. I totally wrote that. But what I want to do, what I really want to do, is put the bullet in there, in the extractor to see how it is. There's no way to really do it, I don't think, actually, without taking it back apart, and I'm kind of lazy, to be honest. I want to get done with this so that I can post it for you guys and play a little Metal Gear. So, what I'm looking for, without actually doing anything,
is to see if when the extractor holds on to the side of the bullet, just like every extractor, like on a Glock or whatever, holds on to the side here. And the way 1911s work is actually they were designed with an external extractor, which is more reliable. It's what we see on all handguns, just about. The Army, the military, actually asked John Moses Browning to incorporate an internal extractor to avoid soldiers, trying to tune or mess with their extractor that was exposed. So that was kind of a fail point that the military forced John Moses Browning to incorporate into the design. I think it would have been a better design with an external extractor, and this is new information to me. I recently learned this. I grew up thinking, a lot of people think, traditional 1911 has an internal extractor. Well, it kind of does, because that's what was made and that's what's popularized. But originally, it did not. So if you get a 1911 with the external extractor, don't feel fucking bad. Don't feel like, oh, it's not classic, it's not original. Like I want the original one. I mean, you could, get the more traditional looking one if you want with the internal extractor, but it doesn't matter, dude. Like, don't worry about it. Does not matter at all. The reason I got this one is for the price. I just want to run it and see how it is. I needed a 1911 in my collection, but I don't necessarily need an expensive one. I'm not really going to carry it. I might bring it around in the truck with me sometimes, but I don't see myself carrying this gun. Unless I really fall in love, but I highly doubt that. It's just not enough ammo for me. I prefer having more ammo. Okay, so I do think the extractor tension feels okay without me actually taking the slide off and checking it. What we would check for is the wobble. How much wobble is the bullet allowed to have while it's being held by the extractor? You want a little wobble. You don't want it to be too tight. You also don't want it to be too loose where the bullet won't retain on the extractor. So there's a little bit of a fine line between, those things. But yeah, guys, that pretty much concludes the review, or not really a review, it's just an unboxing. So far, from what I can see, I think you can buy these with confidence. I mean, the model that I got, the specific one that I have, seems to be really nice from the factory. I'm going to shoot it tomorrow at the range. I'm going to put these 250 rounds through it. I'm going to try to record all of them. I'm probably let my buddies shoot it a little bit. They may use my ammo, or if they have more their own ammo, then we might put more than 250 through this. But my goal is to get at least 250 put through this. The other idea, or the other goal that I have, is I need to get a Surefire X300. I'm going to make this my like a SWAT style build. It reminds me of Handgun magazine, or I think that was the name of the magazine back in the day. My dad used to always have them, and you'd see 1911s, usually Wilsons, with like X300s, and they were SWAT guns. Just badass, man. Badass fucking guns, dude. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have a good day. I will keep you updated on how this goes. I want to put at least 1,000 rounds through it and let you guys see that progress and how it goes. There are some other videos online, talking about how these don't run well. I don't think that's going to be the case. However, for a gun under $500 and it's a 1911, like, you buy it knowing you might need to tune some things. You buy it knowing, you may need to make some adjustments, like the grips. I definitely wasn't going to keep the stock grips on there. The sights are fine. Everything else feels pretty fine. The safety could be tuned or changed. I don't really want to tune this one per se, because if I do, I'll need a way to refinish it. And I don't want to cold blue it. I'd rather use like a legit good finish. So I might get like a Wilson Combat or something safety, but to be honest, it's not a ton of play. I think it's fine. Yeah. Hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys. Operator Champloo out.